Welcome to your third trimester update. Hey guys, it's Marley from Kale and Crunches and welcome back to my channel. This video is your third trimester update. So if you are following me on Instagram, which I would love if you did, you are probably well aware of what's going on in my life. I'm not really sure when this video is being released or not, but I may or may not have a baby at home. With my first, I went 8 days late. I'm hoping that's not the case this time, but I feel like everybody in COVID and in lockdown is going late because we're all just kind of sitting there waiting. And when you wait and sit, the baby doesn't come. I did a video on first trimester. It was very raw and honest, and it explained that this pregnancy has been 150% different than my first pregnancy. My first pregnancy was lovely. It was a breeze, really until the last few weeks of third trimester. So I absolutely was prepared for how difficult third trimester, especially towards the end, could really be. Excuse me. Indigestion. So yeah, I was like really well aware and prepared for how bad third trimester could be sometimes, but it's definitely kicking my butt again, definitely earlier this time. Second trimester really was so great. I don't even have a video on that. I'm not going to do a video on that because there's really nothing that exciting. It was, you know, thank God, uneventful, and you know, your belly gets a little bit bigger, you start to feel some of the symptoms a little bit more, but there really wasn't anything exciting to report. So like I said, this pregnancy has been completely different than my first, and really my third trimester symptoms again are so different. Well, some are the same, but it's like a million more on top of all the symptoms. Number one, heartburn. I did not have heartburn in my first pregnancy. Oh my God, it is so bad. It is so hard to deal with, and I can't figure out what causes it. I do know things like don't lie down after eating, avoid fried food, avoid spicy food. Some people say avoid dairy, some people say to eat dairy. I don't know. Some things that help me with heartburn and indigestion are taking Tums, sleeping elevated by a pillow upright, and trying to eat slowly and eat smaller meals more frequently versus like lots of big meals, and also not to drink water and eat, or drink anything and eat at the same time. Another one that I had in the first trimester of my first pregnancy has been insomnia. It hasn't been too bad. I feel like it's every third or fourth night I wake up and I cannot fall back asleep for the life of me. You know, it's anxiety, it's hormones, it's just being so big and uncomfortable and having a hard time falling back asleep in a comfortable position. But yeah, insomnia sucks. Try not to pull out your phone. If I pull out my phone, I am on the phone the rest of the night. So that is something that I really try and avoid. Nausea. Did we talk about nausea in my first trimester video? I'm pretty sure the whole video was about that. But guess what? I am nauseous again. I woke up this morning at like 3 or 4 in the morning, so nauseous, and I just didn't even want to get up out of the bed to go puke because I just felt like I physically couldn't get up. I think it comes from just like running out of room. You know, your baby is taking up so much space. Your stomach is being like smushed down. There's not a lot of room for food to go. So that's why indigestion and nausea are super common. But yeah, I have been super nauseous and have started to throw up a little bit again. The joys. This one is random. Freckles. I have gotten some very random freckles on the palms of my hands, which my mom made me show to my doctor because she said, if anything ever shows up on the bottom of your feet or hands, you gotta get it checked out. Doctor said it was fine. And on my arms and on my boobs and on my stomach, I don't know if it's like the skin stretching. I don't know why these freckles are coming, but look to see if you've gotten any new freckles because I find that super weird and fascinating. Ooh, this has been a big one. Round ligament pain. It's like right here in your groin. So it can happen from going from like sit to stand, or if you're exercising, or just in general, like if you're sleeping on one side for too long or sitting for too long. Oh my God, round ligament pain has been so brutal for me this time around, to the point that I actually thought I was in labor a couple of days ago and started timing my contractions, which was really just like round ligament spasms. It was only on one side, and I kept Googling like, can you be in labor only on one side? Turns out my OB says you can't, but you know, I figured anything is possible. This one's probably super uncommon, but I had a umbilical hernia from Lily, which is kind of like a fat deposit above my belly button that protrudes when there's too much pressure on the abs. So if I was ever doing like an ab workout or lifting really heavy, it would protrude and cause a lot of pain. But now that my belly is so big, it's constantly protruding and putting pressure on the hernia, which means I'm constantly in pain. It is extremely tender. It hurts if like a t-shirt is even touching it. So just imagine what it feels like trying to lift up Lily or like have her sleep on me, which she did the other night in a chair. Not fun at 9 months pregnant. Things to do are put a band-aid on it and then just wait it out and suffer, because there's really nothing else that you can do. It's painful. So if you have one, I feel for you. Nosebleeds. I have gotten a lot of nosebleeds. I even ruined, or almost ruined, a brand new H&M jacket the other day. I was sitting outside doing a social distance visit with my sister. We were far enough away and outside that we weren't wearing masks, and all of a sudden, I looked down and felt like drips of blood on my jacket. I've had a lot of nosebleeds in masks. I think it's a mixture of, you know, the increase of blood flow, your blood volume increases in your body when you're pregnant, plus the cold weather and the dryness. A lot of nosebleeds for me, and I know that is also a common one that you probably didn't know about. So I've had a lot of body parts fall asleep too. Like my butt. If I'm sitting down at the computer typing, you know, a blog post or something for a while, my ass will fall asleep, which is like so weird. Doesn't normally happen unless I'm sitting in a weird position. My hands fall asleep, my feet fall asleep. It's like pins and needles everywhere. I'm constantly like hitting things and trying to get the blood flowing again in my body because I'm always numb and tingling and pins and needles, and it's like the worst feeling. Clumsiness is a big one. I don't know if you've noticed if you have butterfingers or not, but I drop everything. Something as simple as like trying to brush my teeth, I somehow drop the toothbrush. Don't worry, it goes away when you have the baby. You won't drop your newborn, I promise. But I am such a klutz and so clumsy right now. Brain fog and fatigue is real. If you thought you were tired in first trimester, you are probably a lot more tired in your third. And if you have a toddler to throw into the mix like I do, you are probably really, really tired. I get so tired to the point that sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even remember falling asleep. I'll fall asleep like mid reading a story to Lily. I'm drooling. I'm just a hot mess. I feel like I can't speak in proper sentences. I'd like to say that it goes away when the baby's here, but it actually definitely gets worse for the first little bit when the baby's there, because on top of everything, you're super sleep deprived. And that's no good for brain fog. Okay, let's talk about peeing for 5 seconds. Oh my God, depending on how like low your baby is and what number baby this is for you, you're probably peeing a lot right now. I feel like I'm peeing literally every 30 seconds. I just want to go for like walks with my friends, or, you know, like walking, get a coffee or something, but like I can't do that because, you know, it's COVID and it's not like you can use the bathroom in Starbucks. So I feel like trapped in my house and trapped in my body because I always have to pee. Lightning crotch is also a really big one. I don't know if you felt this one yet, but basically feels like your vagina is just being stabbed out of nowhere. Sometimes it's like, did the baby just kick me in the vagina? What was this? I'm actually not even really sure what it is, but I just know that it's called lightning crotch. I get mine mostly at night, especially when I'm lying down in bed. All of a sudden, I'll just get this like jolt of intense pain in my vagina, and I'm like, what was that? But it is very normal and very common. And last but not least, I have been getting so many Braxton Hicks contractions. Braxton Hicks contractions are not real contractions. They're like a very extreme tightening of your uterus, so your stomach will get super hard, super tight. They last for a few seconds and they shouldn't be painful. So you might think sometimes that you are in labor with these contractions, but if you're not in pain, chances are you're not in labor. So yeah, that is my third trimester update. I find the end to be the hardest part by far. I find the waiting for the baby and then not knowing when the baby's coming extremely difficult. So if you're feeling emotionally drained and anxious and the waiting is tough, I feel for you. It is so normal to feel that way. This is so out of our control, and it's so weird if you don't have, you know, a scheduled induction or C-section to not know when your life is about to drastically change. So I totally feel you. It's kind of exciting at the same time, just trying to look on the positive side. But yeah, I hope that by the time this video airs, the baby's here. But if she's not, I'll just be sitting here with all my amazing third trimester symptoms, basking in that pregnancy glow, right? I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully with a newborn.